Rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Askan wi genn leen ñu pengu je fagar lu mo gan fajo yaay moy li ñuy aar.
Gambian Talents Promotion Washington West African Center ñoo boole ak Snohomish County Vaccine Task Force Committee indil leen pengu coronavirus fii si ICOPS Masjid Lanewood samedi juróomi fan si weerum June waxtu buñ ko dooree juróomi ñeneent si suba ba ñeneenti waxtu si ngoon. Dinañ leen jox Pfizer vaccine pour yow ak sa xale bu am fukka ñaari at ba si kaw. soo jëlee pengu bi ñu jox la $25 gift card fekk nga aar sa boppa aar sa mbokkay ak sa dëkkandoor. bu leen jaaxle si wàllu moto soo amutee moto pour dem jël pengu bi nañ leen fa amal ay moto foofu si Snohomish County. soo amee lu la jaaxle hôtel si 404 953 6215. fàttaleku leen feebar bu kenn muccuwuñ su fekkee ñëpp muccuñ.
Welcome to Gambian Talents TV. I am so proud today seeing you. I think we have been chatting on social media, but that's not enough. It's nice to see people, especially facially. You know, that makes the work nicer, that makes you feel what you are doing. So I would hand it over to Aisha Tujalo. Aisha, you can please come and then show them around so that they would see what we do at Gambian Talents, and later we would explain to them maybe what they normally see behind the scenes.
Good afternoon. Like she said, we are so grateful and happy to have you around. By the way, I am Aisha Tujalo and I'm also a staff of this institution. So we do offer an internship program that is training young people free of charge. Most people believe that Gambia, we don't create employment. And because of this, that is why crime rate is increasing. We are doing this program free of charge and we have zero budget. We have no support from anybody. Pa Usman Jo, Fatu Samba, and people like you are the ones that are helping us to move. You know, it's not easy to train, to bring people on board because you need to give them the training. You need to bring the expert around. But people like you today sacrifice your time, effort, and everything to come around and share your experience. So we are saying thank you. We have around some of the interns and as well staff. So we will be taking you around. Here is the reception where we normally welcome guests, and as well we do some of the editing. These young people, some of them are interns that started less than 6 months back with zero experience in media, but we are proud to say that today some of them can film, some can edit, some of them are the ones on the screen. Sometimes you see crazy comment on social media, people will like, you're dumb journalist and stuff. Yeah, it's hard because nobody wants to take people with zero experience, but at Gambian Talents TV we believe every young person have the potential to grow if you give them the opportunity. So here is the reception where we normally welcome our guests and as well do the editing, and here we have the studio where we also invite some guests. Yes. Yes, this is the studio. It's not big. We normally have different shows in this studio. Some of the Lenyol Kodengal, and we are so diverse. We have program in all the different languages that we have in the country. So this is the studio. We also do editing and sometimes recording and all of those things, live shows here. Right now the number just increased because we have a group of interns not long ago, so we normally do it here. Even though you don't meet all of them around, that's why we want to do the program live, so that the people that are in the field, when they comes back, they will be able to watch what we do. Yes. Country coordinator office. This is the country coordinator. We also do editing here, and we do other administration work in here. Yes. Yes, sometimes we also have some classes outside because during the COVID-19, you know, the social distancing rule, so we cannot keep all people in here. So we will be having different places. So that was 100 applicants, and we cannot take them all because we don't have the capacity. But alhamdulillah, we are managing. In the Gambia, I believe we are the only media house that operate 24/7. We have morning, afternoon, evening, and night people that sleep over because we cannot bring everybody on board at the same time, and we want to give them this opportunity. So that's why you see us sometimes people be like, are you guys idiot? TV, Paradise, and other TV station, most of them pass through here. And for that matter, when I was coming here, I used to be so shy, I hardly talk. But now, alhamdulillah, I can. Before the year completed, I was able to know how to film, edit, do journalism, and as well, now I'm the number four person in the office. So at Gambian Talents TV, we believe input determine output. There is nothing like Kisumambokala also, or whenever you need something, you need to pass through some channels or do certain things. We don't believe in that. We empower young people with zero experience without asking them anything. All we ask for is commitment and dedication from the young people. And honestly, even though sometimes it's not easy, you can start training young people before 2-3 days. When others see them on the screen, they believe these people are expert, and they end up quitting the program. So those are some of the challenges, but I believe Fatu will elaborate more. Okay. So once again, thank you very much for coming, and we hope to have a very fruitful class. Fatu, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Aish. Fine. If you are not fine, let me know. Who is not fine? Yes, good day once again. I am Fatu Samba. Lama, you can come and have this here. Fatu Samba, Gambian Talents Country Coordinator. Today, I think we are all happy, we are all excited. First of all, I would say we are excited because we see a father with her daughter right here. This is beautiful. This is what most, because sometimes dinga buga support dom bi sax way so xolé lu mo def sax da nga wone xalé bi dafa yabaté lolou len di diga all the time. So Papa, kontaan nañ gis la ci sun office bi tay di la wa kontaan nañ lool. So everybody, the team, I welcome you all. This is how we do it. This is not the first time we are doing this. Every Friday our interns are all here, they're all seated. Every Friday we do have classes where we train people on journalism, classes where we train people on ethics, class where we train people on how to sit, how to approach people. Sometimes you approach people insult you. Sometimes you approach people. I remember few years ago somebody slapped me. Yes, it's all part of it, and at the end of the day I'm the cry and then smile while they admit it, right? But at the end of the day but unfortunately you know though I'm that aloy dev. So we are glad ne am nen la fi ci sun office bi, because at Gambian Talents TV we believe in empowering young people. And if I can tell you, we have more than 125 young people that pass through this institution, and we train them for free of charge. Nobody pay any dalasi. Most of these TV stations you are seeing in Gambia, some of their staffs came from Gambian talents. They started here as interns. In Gambia, when you want to do programs like such, you want to do journalism, either you go to places people ask you out, or people tell you they want to do A, B, or C with you. At Gambian Talents, you don't need to be related to Fatu. You don't need to be your surname be Jalo or be Samba or be Job. Just come and grab a form for just $250. After that form, you are there. You can do your internship and you build your career. We meet different people, from the president, the vice president, we go all the way. This institution you are seeing, we have zero funding. We don't have any support from anywhere. Anytime you see us going to the airport, going to the State House and everything, it is from our own pocket. We don't even have adverts. The only advert I believe we have, that is Supersonics. So all the others, we are trying, we are catching up, like all of you here, nanka. So having you here today, I think yesterday I sent a topic I would want us to discuss, especially with young people. Some people feel that, you know, information is just easy to get. Some people, especially us journalists, we sit here and like, just a mind of programs, you will never know who watch you and who never watch you. So at the end of the day, whatever you are doing, you give it to you give your best, you give your heart, because kula setan hit na mola opa, hit na mola mun, hit na silubari bari munga janga simom. So today we are proud to have you here in the studio. And the last thing I want to talk about, Monica de la Jajefal, because Gambia, it is very hard to hear a fellow Gambian texting somebody or going to somebody's page and say, honestly, I like your work. You are doing a good job. All we see in most cases is criticisms. Sa yere bi nga sol baaxut, sa mees bi dafa jukku caka, danga wax danga muna xajaan, danga muna bluff, danga mun, yeah, loolu yep, it's part of it, because when people give you negative comments, it also boosts your morals. But at the end of the day, if also people give you positive ones, they are building you up. So malanga changalama bu bah to walla. I think this is my first time ma gis somebody did def something like what I'm doing. See on platform mu send message, they follow up, the one and he or she is impressed. This is the first time. And Nulawa, thank you very much. Dilawa, kudos to you, because kumun ligay mo de gis ligay kenen, kumunut ligay do gis ligay kenen, because koko all the time in competition with other people. So at Gambian Talents, we always say this, and this is what we believe. We believe we are in no competition with nobody. We are growing and growing as a team. So hole ñi fi nekk yeb ay ndaw len, amun ken ko fi roma 35. All the people we have here, they are all young people, and young people you have, they are passionate. Some of them are dropouts from either grade 10 or grade 11, but that does not stop them speaking like the people at the university at Gambian Talents. Some of them, they finish their high school. Some of them are currently at the university. Some of them are currently at the college. Some of them, they have good grades, but their families they cannot afford it to pay for them. We tell them life is not over. This is not the stop. This is the beginning for you. So Gambian Talents, we want to change the life of people. So we welcome you. And the topic, yes, we will be discussing is how the diaspora depend on online media to stay connected with what is happening back home. How we can help to state the opinion of Gambians in the diaspora through our work, and the importance of providing them with great and accurate content. So you're welcome, and you can also introduce yourself to inspire not only Fatu, but also inspire the young ones to tell us maybe how you started and how things go. But Daddy, we are proud of you. But before we go, I must interview you today. So thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really pleased the way, you know, they explain it, and the way I found everyone sitting, and, you know, everyone here, what I can say, you was keeping busy, and that's the way we find you. But I'm sorry, because I'm not good on video. I don't know, camera. I'm not really good, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, about the crime of the Gambia, we had it, and we show it on the media, and that's why we really keep following Gambian Talent TV. and we learn a lot because we're in England, and normally what we saw in Gambian Talent TV teach us a lot, and that show us also our way to fight, support, and try to even talk to the government. And we saw a lot of things, and some of them even we can't explain it on the media, but at the, how to call it, at the backstage we can talk about it. But I'm really impressed the way I saw all of you, and we're going to see too, me and Rene, what we're going to do to help as well. Yeah. So I think I'm going to pass you the mic.
What is your name, please?
My name is Hilarion De Souza.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. So my name is Rene Marcos and I am a content creator. So before I say anything in regards to journalism and the reason why I got into social media, Fatu Samba has actually raised something, which was some of you have actually dropped out of school, and that shouldn't be the last step. So just because you've dropped out or for whatever reason, don't feel like, oh, you failed in let's say in life, because I know sometimes our parents could be the cause of things, because sometimes you might not be bright at school but bright at something else. And I'll take an example from my dad. He dropped out from school not because he wanted to, but due to poverty. And him growing up, he didn't have the luxury that he gave me when I was growing up. And because of that, he worked very hard and said he's not going to sit on the streets, cause crimes, and be like any other youth that don't want to do anything. He started as a laborer. And also a gardener. My dad was working at ports as a laborer. From there, he then went and worked in the boats, is it?
Gambia River Transport.
Gambia River Transport. From there, he then became a gardener. And from there, he was lucky to travel. And since then, he was working so hard to make sure that he give his family a better life, better than what he grew up with. And right now, I can say, Alhamdulillah, we're not over rich, but we're very comfortable to help others, which I truly appreciate. And looking at that, where he's actually been through, if he could do it in his time, then us, the youths, do have the opportunity to do more and even better. So that's something that you guys should always look into. And social media, it's a very challenging and it's a very dangerous platform, I can say, especially for females. I'm going to focus on the females first. Us females is very challenging because I, Rene Marcos, I represent the Gambia. I fight for my country. And as a YouTuber, a content creator, I always say I do not have a friend when it comes to my job. I do my job whether you like it or someone doesn't like it. It's fine by me. My friend, it's my camera. My friend, it's my mic. And my friend is the people that want to understand what I'm saying, that want to listen and pick out the good points and also understand, analyze what I'm saying. And that's Rene Marcos. So when it comes to social media, once you start as a female, men are going to come after you. They will give you all the opportunities that you've ever dreamt of. It's entirely up to you to crawl from the bottom and climb the ladder, or to jump straight by accepting what men are actually offering you. Like myself, the most challenges that I get every single day, because I've got my details out there, my email, my Instagram information over there. People can message me anytime to get hold of me. I get quite a lot of offers. Men want to marry me. They don't know me, but they want to marry me. They want to buy me a car. They want to buy me a house. They want to do everything for me. And I'm thinking, you don't know me, but you want to offer me that only because I'm on social media. Some people, because I'm basically defending my people, they will want to bring me down. Oh, Rene Marcos, you bleach. You're ugly. You're horrible. Look at what you're wearing. Just like what Fatu Samba said. So all of those challenges are there. But what you need to keep in mind is that you're not doing this for them. And those are the ignorant people that you want to fish out and try to educate them. As journalists, you are ready to defend your country. You are ready to fish out the bad things. You are ready to pull out the negativity and change them into positive. Try to educate others. Try to show the world what's out there in your country. So for example, if you look at me, I don't know whether you guys have checked my platform, but I try to promote Gambia to the world, and that's what I do. A couple of months ago, there was some repats in the Gambia, so African Americans that have repatriated to the Gambia. They said, oh, Gambia, when you come to Gambia, this is the best, they are basically living the best time of their lives. But at the same time, they were picturing Gambia to be very negative, saying absolutely horrible stuff. And as a content creator, I'm there to promote my country. When I saw that, because every single day I'm watching Gambia Talent TV, I'm watching the Fatu Network show, because that is my job. I have to be on top of every single information. My dad also, I can't do anything without him, because if he was against in what I was doing, I wouldn't be sitting here today. He would also be watching the news to also let me know what's going on when I'm not available. And anything that I see that, okay, I do not agree with this person's opinion or what's going on in my country, straight away I have my camera to go live or to do the video and then edit it and then upload it for people to know the reality. So when I realized, oh, okay, we have a lot of repats coming back to the motherland, but they're not doing exactly what Gambians are expecting from them, I had to stick up for my people. I love the Gambia, and that's what I show. So what diasporans actually want to see, especially the Gambian diaspora, they want to know what's going on in the country. For example, this specific African American, I can't go into names, but when she started insulting Gambians, I was thinking, where are the Gambians? Where are the journalists? Are they not checking online what's going on? Like right now, there's an issue going on. And if I ask most of you what's the issue, maybe you wouldn't know. Because I don't think most of you actually go and check what these repats are actually doing. Some, don't get me wrong, they're doing absolutely amazing. They're not even on social media. Some are, but doing positive work to support Gambians. But some are not, and they're showing it out there. I was disappointed because I was expecting to see Gambians fight for Gambians, because Gambia is for Gambia. But there's a specific YouTuber that made a video and said, I'm just trying to, I think her name is Siboya or Yasibo, one of those. But she mentioned, she did a video and said Gambia will soon be, there will be no Gambia left for Gambia soon. And the reason why she was saying that, because the lands are being grabbed by outsiders. But who else? Which other Gambian YouTuber in the Gambia did content in regards to that? Gambians in the diaspora want to see the Gambians on the ground fighting for Gambia, and not just the ones in the diaspora. Sometimes while I'm in the UK, I feel like booking my flight straight away, but my job wouldn't allow me. I want to come and fight for my people on ground with my people, but I can't do that. And I'm thinking, where are the Gambians? Where are the Gambian YouTubers? When I check the Gambians that are on holiday in the Gambia, all they do is show the beautiful hotels. You know, no one wants to see that. We are all from the diaspora. We have that every single day, but we want to see the natural Gambia. What's been hidden away from social media. Do you guys understand what's been hidden away? People are crying, fish is too expensive. I didn't realize how fish was so expensive till I actually had to go to the market and do the shopping myself. 5 fish cost $500. It's nothing for me, but I'm thinking about the vulnerable people, the less privileged people. If they take $200, how would they survive? If they have to pay for $500 for 5 fish that are not even big enough? Are the journalists going in the market to dig and interview those women that are actually in the market selling? I think it was round about February when the fish meal factory, the Chinese fish meal factory, was burned. I know few people have actually came out to say, oh, the Chinese fish meal factory is destroying our sea and everything, but that's about it. What are people doing? What are the journalists doing? They need to fight for their people. We need to know that, yes, this specific person, we can point out and say, you are doing it for the Gambia, so that the diaspora can help you. If I go out there, maybe I'm just searching online and I saw Fat Samba digging, doing everything possible, just like she got arrested the last time, I believe, at the airport, only because she is our eye. Gambian Talent TV is our eye. Whatever you guys show us, that's what we see, and we really appreciated it, because at that time we were planning to come over to the Gambia. We didn't know that there was a bus waiting for us once we get off the aircraft to actually leave. There's a bus waiting for you, and that bus is packed with so many people, which is not right, because when you see COVID is very dangerous. You know, we've lost family, friends, we've lost loved ones when it comes to COVID, and I still get sorry. I've just lost a loved one when it comes in regards to COVID. I'm sorry, guys. So Fatu Samba did a great job to show us, oh, when you come, this is what you guys are going to experience. Everyone is going to get packed in a bus, and you're going to get taken to a hotel. Who's going to pay for that hotel? When you have family of 10, when you have little ones, and it's just a single mother, you have to be packed in a tiny bus with all of those. What if those people have some health risk, just like my dad here? Oh, thank you. I was thinking all of that, and I'm thinking Gambia Talent TV is actually showing us something that we don't actually see, something that other people, even on the news, they don't show that. When we watch news, QTV, they don't show us that, and that's what we want to see. It's all about the government, the government, the government. Let's put the government aside. Let's look at what people need. Gambian Talent TV go to rural areas and basically give out second-hand clothes. That's what people want to see. Kids don't have shoes. We want to know who is suffering, who can we help, who needs food. These are the kind of things we want to see our journalists doing. When we know, okay, someone is doing something wrong, okay, Gambians had, oh, okay, people in the diaspora had something bad is happening in the Gambia. The news just give out a quick flash of what's happening, but that is it. They're not going deep into it. We have these great journalists that will go out to do their best to dig out the fact, the actual information, and also try to investigate whether the police or the government is doing the right job in order to put the right people, the wrong people in place. These are the kind of things that we want to see. When Fatu Samba stands there and talk, a lot of people don't want to talk. Sometimes on, what is it called, the Semester Avenue at the airport, they just want to know, how was your experience? That's going to help us. Some will open up and say, oh, I went through this, I encountered this, and oh, that will teach others, because it will appreciate others. As journalists, you need to be confident. Oh, don't see Rene Marcos walking down the road, she's looking all posh and beautiful. Oh no, I'm scared, I'm not going to go next to her. Try and speak to them and see whether they will talk back. And all of you should be having YouTube channels, because from there, that's what people will see. Because maybe through Gambian Talent TV, I don't know how they do it, but people might not pick you guys out as an individual. But when you have your own channel, your own platform, your true self shows, you can actually bring out your own kind of content outside the Gambian Talent TV. Once you're done with your work, you can show people the other side of Gambia. We want to see the natural Gambia that others don't show. When people are on holiday, people like myself, maybe I might be going to expensive hotels to show people, oh, the expensive life that I'm living in Gambia. but where are the journalists? Why don't they have a platform to actually show? Go to schools. I came, but I still haven't got the time. I brought some pens, some books, some colors and everything to give out kids, but I'm still asking around people, oh, what's the best school to actually give out the stationaries I've got? Because I don't think we have journalists that go around to actually interview schools, to actually talk to children themselves, to get the public interacted and people, so that others, let's say the diaspora out there, will know what's going on. The crime rate is huge in the Gambia. A couple of months ago, I did a video about, oh, Gambia is the safest country in the whole of West Africa. But I've basically I've pushed myself back a bit after I did that video. I used to call the Gambia the smiling coast of Africa, but I don't know about that anymore. And only you people on the ground can prove us, the diaspora, and that Gambia is still the smiling coast of Africa. Because all we keep seeing on WhatsApp, it's, oh, this person has killed that person have actually caused murder, that person this, that. It's just negativity on WhatsApp. The other day a police officer said, oh, it's actually, most of it is not true. Are we going to base that information based on what we see? Are we going to believe him based on the information we hear from him? No. But trained journalists like you should be the one giving us the information. You've seen something on WhatsApp, you have to react. You have to dig it out and check whether this is true. You guys have your individual platforms. Talk about it, or you guys come in groups, or do it on Gambia Talent TV and say, okay, this is the topic we're going to talk about because it's been going on WhatsApp and we don't know whether it's true, but we need to dig it out and find out whether this is true. A lot of repats, African Americans, Black British, all over in Europe, America, Canada, people want to come back home. They want to come back to the motherland. But I have quite a lot of my brothers and sisters sending me emails constantly saying, Rene Marcos, do you represent Gambia? Most of them believe I'm the only one that represents Gambia. I'm the lioness. I'm the one that fights for Gambia. But look at the females here. There's so many females that can do exactly what I'm doing, or even more, because they are on the ground. Most of my information, I find it through Gambia Talent TV, the Fata Network show. I based my information on you guys because I'm in the diaspora. The more you guys provide information, the more I can look at that information, analyze it my own way, leave your information in my description box so that people can also go and follow you. So the more Gambians we have on ground, forget about the luxury. We don't want to see that because we're already living that life. But we want to see the natural Gambia, the true Gambia. That's what the diaspora want to see. They want to know how expensive the market is. Some people are saying it's expensive. The other day I did a video about the chicken ban in the Gambia. That video went viral. Next minute, an African American brother sent me a message on WhatsApp and said, Rene, I have a sister in Gambia that said you're lying. Chicken has not been banned in Gambia. Chicken is still cheap. And I'm like, I can't remember whether it was Gambian Talent TV that did it or Fata Network. I said, I can send her the proper link so that she can watch the full video. I had to base my information based on what you guys have given us, because I believed you, what you've said, because you interviewed the public. You went outside to interview others that are suffering the hardshipness, and I based my information from there. I said to the brother, listen, she might afford to buy one leg of chicken for $60. But some people might say that's too expensive because a leg of chicken used to be $15 or $30. That has tripled or doubled the price. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm not talking about the people that can afford chicken. I'm talking about the less privileged. That's where I take my point to. So if she's saying Rene is lying, that's fine. That information wasn't meant for him. That information was meant for the government, was meant for the people. Why is chicken so expensive when we have huge plot of lands? Where's the poultry farmers? Gambia is known for tourism and agriculture, but where is it? at Senegambia, is it, or Burisubi, an Indian has a huge plot of land. Where are the journalists? Why are they not there to fight and say they shouldn't have it there? That should be a designated tourist area and not for a farming area. You should be driving around that street, that long, narrow road, and see tall, beautiful buildings or something that is owned by a Gambian. But why is it given to an Indian? And Gambians are being paid less to farm there, while those corn are not even being sold in the Gambia. It's being exported. Gambia will always remain poor. Other countries are moving forward, and look at the country. I left 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was here on holiday. It's still the same. The broken scrapped cars on the roads. Where are the journalists? Why are you guys not saying anything about it? Why are you guys not fighting it? They shouldn't be on the roads. The roads are already too small, and those unwanted cars have been packed there for over 5 years. Scrapped cars, they're not moving. No one is saying anything. We are seeing them every single day, making our country look ugly, dusty. They need to be moved away. They shouldn't be there. Where are the journalists? Why are you guys not fighting for that to be removed? You guys need to remember that we put the government there. I always say this, I'm not friends with no one when it comes to fighting for my people. We put the government there. We tell the government what we want. If not, we hold our votes. If we don't vote for anyone, who's going to sit on that throne? If we fight and say, just like we removed the ex-president, if we fight and say we don't want you, but only the journalists can do that. Only you guys can do that. Only you guys can show us what's going on, what you guys need help with. When you create content, when you have your platform, make your PayPal accounts available. Show people this is my PayPal account. If you want to sponsor me to move around the country, please do so, because petrol is expensive. That's the only way we're going to know, okay, that's what you need help with. If you need sponsor to get a vehicle, tell us. Equipment, tell us. That's the only way we are going to know. Once you get the equipment, show us, so that we know, okay, our money is actually going somewhere that we know this is exactly what you've requested for. This is the only way we will know. Without that, we will never know. The country, the diasporans, I don't know whether you guys read comments. Diasporans, all we have to do is comment. But when you have your email address available, your WhatsApp numbers available, Instagram link available, the diasporans will reach out. We will give you messages. We will email you. We will call you. Your PayPal, maybe you might show a great content. I'll give an example with me. Channel started giving out great contents. I didn't ask for anyone to sponsor me because I was okay to sponsor myself. But people loved the work that I do so much that people were begging me to actually provide my PayPal details, my GoFundMe, my Cash App, because they loved the contents that I provided so much and they wanted to sponsor. Sometimes I sit and see, a notification through my PayPal. Someone put in £300 in or $300 in, just like that, because they loved a specific content that I created. I go out my comfort zone. I'm a very shy person behind the cameras, but when I'm on camera, I don't care. What I have to say, I must say it, and you must listen. When you don't want to listen, then get off my page. Do not subscribe. I'm not looking for subscribers, but I am looking for viewers. The more people watch, the more they know, and the more they share. That's all I need, and that's what I beg for. On YouTube, when you go onto your studio, you can actually tell which country actually watches you the most. And I must tell you right now, Gambia is not even part of it. There used to be a time that Gambia was right at the bottom, but not anymore. My top people that watch me is the African Americans, and then you have Australians, British, Germans, Italians. And I'm saying, why not Gambia? I'm fighting for Gambia, and I'm walking down the street. Gambians don't know me. on the flight coming to the Gambia, it's only African Americans that pointed me out. Oh, is that Rene? Because I wore my t-shirts showing Rene Marcos, what they see all the time. But they recognized me straight away and they pointed me out. I appreciated that, but I would have appreciated it more for the people that I fight for to know me and recognize me. I know that a lot of celebrities in the Gambia don't even get recognized. They don't respect us. I know that for sure. The Gambians themselves, they don't promote Gambians. I've talked about that. Billahi wallahi talahi. Gambians themselves, nyoma don saga on my platform. I delete the comments I don't want to see because I don't need them. Rene danga fen. You dekulo Gambia, you don't even know what's going on in Gambia. Some will even say yo degulo all of yo do Gambian, amulo turi Gambian. Is that what makes me a Gambian? You don't know me personally to judge me, but because the information I'm providing, that's what you don't like. Gambians don't support Gambians, and I'm right. How many Gambians are paying their money to go and watch Omale, Vivian, Wali Seka? I've mentioned all that. I think it was in March that Omele was meant to come. And I talked about that. In this COVID, they will go and support him. Wale Seka came, Vivian came, people did. They will pay 2,000 plus to go and support. But when ST, Jizzle, Attack, all of these artists, if they were to charge that much, no one will go. No one, because they will say, nothing you want to pay lolo. But they will actually pay that money for someone else. If a Gambian journalist was to stand and said, I need so-and-so equipment in order to move around and do stuff, they might not do it. But if a show was to happen, or maybe an outsider was to claim to be a journalist and needed that, they will help that person. Fatih Samba has explained, I think Madam Jallo, I think it's Aissatou Jallo, I think. She has explained, when they requested for fund, people say all sorts of names. Fatih Samba has mentioned, on, I think it was on the Semester Avenue, sometimes you people keep saying, Nyun Nyanrek. But wait a minute, have you guys been watching the diaspora and the African repats been repatriating back to the motherland in Gambia? They came with nothing. They opened their PayPal account, YouTube account, been begging money. Opened their GoFundMe. They raised up to or more than $20,000 from the diaspora, but no one is saying those people are begging. Because those people are outsiders in Gambia, living the best time of their life, while the diasporans are working so hard to give them money. But if the Gambians were to do it, it's completely different. We can't do it. A lot of these youths want to get into social media, and the government should be helping. Where are the journalists? Why can't you go and interview? I don't know whether you guys have done it. Interview the right people to finance us, to finance you guys. Because there should be more. Gambia Talent TV is doing amazingly well, but they're not respected. When you guys go out there, all you receive is slaps. Honestly, if I receive a slap, I'll give it to you back. I will not stand for it because I'm trying to help you. So why would you slap me? What have I done wrong? I need to be respected because I'm out there showing people what's been missing from the news. I don't know if most of you know this, but Gambia has been painted to be a sex tourist destination. I've said this over and over again on my videos. Most of these ladies sitting here wear headscarf. Are they part of the sex tourist destination? You guys are not. I explained most of these prostitutes within the Senegambia strip, which is just a one strip. Gambia doesn't even fit to be an eye, and I say this all the time. It doesn't fit to be the eye of Africa. So if Gambia is being painted sex tourism destination, why? Where are the journalists? Why are they not in Senegambia interviewing people that want to be interviewed? Why are Gambians in the diaspora not sponsoring our journalists in order for them to have the right equipment to do this kind of program so that we can clear our name, the Gambia, the smiling coast? People are saying Gambia is full of crime. But other countries have more crimes than Gambia itself. because Gambia is very tiny. Most of these repats have found interest in Gambia because number one, is cheap. They think our people are not smart. They can come and make billions on top of us, because some will come within a day, they will see a lot of business opportunities. But do they know the reason why Gambians can actually do those businesses themselves? Because if I was actually living in the Gambia and I go to a bank to borrow a loan, they might not give it to me, because just looking at the way I'm dressing, they might say she might never be she might not be able to afford to pay this back. You will have your business plan absolutely amazing, do a great presentation in front of the banker, and they will still not lend you that money, because what? They look down upon you. Then laheb. But haral nanarnyo, let these Asian people, these white people come, or an African, let's say a repat, go to a bank, speak a perfect English, smelling nice, looking absolutely professional and decent with a red passport. They will trust that person to give that person huge amount of money, which that person could either run away with it or start a business, and that business would boom. Most of these huge businesses that we see nowadays in Gambia is not owned by Gambians. It's owned by outsiders. And you guys think, oh, those people came with the money. They didn't. They took the loan from our banks. Then why can't we do the same? When you speak to the government, they say, oh, if the youths come to our office and tell us what they want, we will do it. But how many journalists have actually interviewed those youths, or actually go in there with the youths, or do investigation to pretend to be one of those youths, to try and act as if they want to start a business and see what they will gain from it? Have your private cameras with you. You don't actually have to take their faces, but just their voices. Do a video and say, this is my mission, this is what I'm going for, and I'm going to see whether that's going to work. We're going to hear what they will say, the conversation. If they say, Nyowal elek, demal elek, let the female do it. The next minute they will say, meet masi hotel be. Let's start exposing those people. How many? I went to school at St. Teresa's, just not far from here. That's where I did my primary. And I was sexually harassed at grade 4. I was scared to tell my mom because I didn't know what I was going to get out of it. Because most of the time, our parents don't even teach us that when it comes to things to do with sex. Because they believe, oh, when you actually talk about sex, your daughter, yange ya has a dombi, but it's not that. Journalists, try and interview kids. Try and interact with parents. Try and educate parents. Start to teach your kids in a very early age. When these things occur, they need to run to you. They need to be smart. They need to be one step ahead. And I'm planning to go to that school to make a speech and speak to the kids. Because the teacher almost took my virginity. And it's not right. How many more people has he actually done it to? My friends witnessed it. I was one step ahead of him. Anytime he asked me to go to the garden alone, I will go with my friends. I never went alone. He used to flog me with the cane every single day. He used to give me low marks. How many kids are suffering, going through the same thing? I'm not in the Gambia to actually go to schools to educate children, but you guys are. You guys have the opportunity to do all that. Sit and think about contents that you can do that no one else have done before, and you do it. Forget about the luxury. Leave that for Rene Marcos to do. You want to promote your country. You want to fight for your people. And that's what makes a great journalist. Forget about what people say about you. Even if people say, oh, this person, anytime they bring out news, it's just the negativity. You know, exposing the bad, corrupted government, the corrupted people. But at least you're making others aware. And others that want to follow that bad footstep will be aware. They will be scared. And the public that do not respect these journalists will end up respect you people, because you are doing a great job. You need to be confident at what you do. Don't do something or try to do something and you're like, hey, suma ko defee tey rek ñu aajima, tey rek ñu saagama, duma xëj fen, def ko. Always have I can do it and nothing can stop me. And you will always be able to do it. You will always be motivated. Sometimes you will do a video and upload it. Maybe 2 or 3 people will watch it. That's fine. You've educated 1 or 2 people. And you will have a thank you from those people. But the more you keep doing what you're doing, the more people start loving you. I started YouTube less than a year. I think it's just a year now. No, I think July would be a year. Already I've got over 10,000 subscribers. It wasn't easy at first. I was fighting every single day with people. African Americans said, I don't want to see them in the Gambia. How many of us were taught history? How many of us still know the history? I think, oh God, I can't remember the guy. He does a show. I think he's on Gttv. Can you remember his name? The Fuller guy. He goes out and do like shows. Korka. He was asking history in public. It was very embarrassing that a lot of people don't even know the Kunta Kinte history. These are things that we can be educating our people. African Americans insult us that Gambians have a history that they don't know. Some do know their histories, but some don't. I can't remember being taught my history, the full history in school. Moving in the diaspora, they don't teach me the African history. I have to do the research. But having journalists to go to historic places to teach us our history, these are things that we want to see. These are things that will educate people. And these are the things that we want to be aware of.
Yeah, just a minute. I will just interrupt. This story. Don't sit here without doing anything. All right? Go out and be the story. Ida Kebe is right here with us. I would love to introduce you to some of my colleagues. She's my deputy. Maybe she would tell us a little bit about herself and how she came to Gambian Talents. They're on the field right now. They should be going. You can just stand there to do that.
Thank you. When I saw the information that you're coming, I was so happy. But unfortunately, I left for school. I just closed school, so I'm going to the field right now because we are shooting a music video, a theme song of COVID-19 vaccine sensitization. That is what we're doing. So upon arriving, I heard you mentioning important things. That is some of the untold stories in the Gambia that journalists should take it upon themselves and reveal those things. But I think it's Gambian journalists. Most of us want to be the PR of the government, PR of institutions and stuff. And I hope through the conversation, these young ones, my colleagues here, we will learn a lot from you and we will be ready to take up the challenge and to tell the untold stories of the Gambia. Recently, we went to Farafanye, but upon arriving there, I found out that Gambia is rich in history. And to my surprise, most of these typical African traditions are still in existence. So when I reached to certain villages, there's a show that we are coming up with, Gambia at a Glimpse, going village to village in the Gambia to bring out the history of the Gambia, the culture and the traditions that we know. But when I reached there, I found out that some of these villages are still performing certain things that are so rare to see in the Gambia. I was so surprised. I said to myself that, well, if this is really existing, then there's no need for we to expose it out there for the young ones to learn. And you mentioned something that most of us, we don't know the history in the Gambia. I think it's because of the what we are schooled and how we learn things. And young people like myself, we're so much enslaved with internet and the modern things and what are going down in the world. But we don't really pay attention to our history and what we have. Like, we have everything that we need to make it, but the issue is having that zeal and that capacity to go there and tap it. So it's really a great pleasure having you in our midst, and we hope to learn a lot from you. I am Aida Kebe, Deputy Country Coordinator, and I started as, just like them, I was an intern back in 2017, 2018. So I rose through the rank, facing different challenges here and there. Just as based on experience, when you're doing journalism in the Gambia, you mentioned a fish meal factory, the Chinese fish meal factory. Last year or year before last, I did a documentary on that concerning Nasim fish meal factory, the battle that they were having with the youths of Sanyang, because they are really destroying the Sanyang environment, and the residents of Sanyang are fighting over it, but the government tend to give them a deaf ear, not to listen to them. So I took up the challenge. I was going digging the information here and there with some of my colleagues, but to my surprise, I went to NEA, because when I reached out to the fish meal factory, what they told me is they have all the legal documents to operate in the Gambia, and NEA give them the authority to fix a pipe that would be depositing the waste into the sea, which was so bad. So I went to NEA. To my surprise, the director has to tell me, look, young lady, get out of my office, I have a work to do. So it was so discouraging, it was so embarrassing. That day I had to text my boss to say that, look, now I am going to stop doing human interest story, because Gambia is so frustrating. So if you are in a country wherein people don't value the work of a journalist, if they see you, they think that you are just like a normal person there, or somebody who doesn't have a work or stuff. I think everything that you see, it has a point, but I think it's high time for us young people to stand on our feet and tell the authorities that, look, we are young, but we are responsible enough and we are ready to make the change. But if you want to follow that go-round journalist, workshop journalist, PR journalist, then obviously the history of the Gambia will never be told by anybody. So it's a great pleasure having you in our midst. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So the sister has just elaborated in regards to the fish meal factory and what I was actually saying. So I was actually disappointed that a leader would actually say that if you actually go for a help to say, oh, listen, this and that has been happening and we need your help, the response you get back is what? Get out of my office. But I know that could be frustrating, because as a journalist, you would just want to, you know what, forget it, I'm going home. There's no point. But a true journalist, that's where they will actually stand their feet and say, you know what, I'm not stopping then. I'll act stubborn. And if it means it's going to take my life, then let it be. I always say this on my channel, to fight for the Gambia, if it means them taking my life, then fine. I'm ready for it. At least they will say, oh, a female that's from the Gambia has actually fought for Gambia until her life was taken away because she was trying to do this, so and so and so. Take them to the BBC. Try and get hold of Al Jazeera. Try your best. This is why I say, when you're creating a content, when you have your platform, leave your information available. You're a journalist. You want everyone to get hold of you. You don't know who is watching you. You have no idea who is watching you. You might be doing something absolutely amazing, and someone very important, someone that can help you without wanting nothing from you, could just check onto the description box, get your details, and contact you straight away to help you. It's very important to always have your information available, no matter what you are doing. If I was her, I wouldn't stop. It's going to be hard. I will take a break, but I'll come back stronger and better and even stubborn. The history is very important. If you go out there and ask people, what's the history of the Gambia, they will just look at you. Carl could do it as a joke, but it's not a joke. It's very bad that we don't know our history, and people insult us. Africans in the diaspora that are not Gambians insult us. Gambians don't know their history. Gambians don't know what they have. They don't value what they have. Some of us, we know what we have. We value what we have, but we just don't know how to use it because we don't have the support. But I'm here for the voiceless. I speak for the voiceless. But I'm all the way in the diaspora, but you guys are in the ground. If I see, okay, oh, this person is saying something very sensible, but the views are so low, what I then do is do another video based on what you said, attach your link into my description box, and say to people, please go and subscribe to this brother's or to this sister's channel because this person is saying great things. A lot of people hate me, but they still listen to me. I can upload a video within a day or within a week. It might hit 30,000 views or 35,000 views, but I'm still on 10,000 subscribers, which means they're listening, but they're not subscribing. That's fine. That's what I need. I'm grabbing your attention. You know I give great content. That's why you keep coming back. You don't want to subscribe because you don't want to take me on to the next level, but you are viewing and YouTube is recommending my videos to others, and that's what I need. If someone slaps you, if someone insults you, if someone calls your name, I've been called all sorts of names. African Americans have made videos about me, mockery videos about me, expecting me to actually come out and fight back. And I keep saying, no, I am not gonna fight back. Because you're not the reason why I create content. I create content for my people. If you touch the Gambia, you touch me. But if you touch me, it's nothing for me. I'm not gonna waste my time, my energy to make a video and respond onto your video. There are a lot of repats in the Gambia with a fake agenda, but a lot of Gambians don't know it. I always say this, Gambians see dañoo xeex di wax ñun bëgguñ lii ñun bëgguñ lele ñëw leen nga may leen lu ndaw nga am leen. You rather have something. I'm gonna give you money and you're gonna forget about your pride. Ku la may lu ndaw mu mun laa contrôle, mun laa wax yow lan la bëgg nga def. Te loolu lañ war a educate our people and say, you know what, ku la may lii nam la bàyyi nga lekk suuf waaye won ko ne xam nga sa pride, xam nga loo bëgg, and you will fight for it. We sit here and say Kunta Kinte fought. Even in the boat he was fighting to get out of that boat. And we respect him up to now because he did not sell his pride. But a lot of Gambians nowadays are selling their pride. A lot of these governments are being bribed. They're being bribed. Why? In the parliament, a non-Gambian shouldn't even be there. But repats are coming, getting hold of our governments just like that. And it shouldn't be. If any of you wanted to get hold of any of those people, it's going to be hard, it's going to be very challenging. But those people are getting donations from their viewers, from their subscribers, in order to buy our government to do what they want. Do you guys know about the automatic citizenship that's going on? Do you guys know about it? And why is that? I am fighting every single day for the automatic citizenship not to happen. How many years do you have to be in the country as a non-Gambian to actually get a citizenship? Do you know that? It's 15 years. The 1997 Constitution still states it's 15 years. And the repats are fighting, saying their ancestors were taken away. Some are saying it respectfully, some are not. Some are saying we sold them. We didn't sold them. Our ancestors were taken away. Their ancestors are also our ancestors. Which of the journalists are actually standing here to talk about that? To educate those diasporan, those repats that, hey, listen, you can come to the country, but you must respect Gambians. Do you know some of them are insulting Gambians every single day? Some of them even left the country because one of them received a slap from a Gambian because of the insult that they've been insulting Gambians. Most of them hate me because I'm fighting for Gambia. I said there's no way we will give out automatic citizenship unless you prove that your ancestors originally came from the Gambia. If I'm giving a black British an automatic citizenship, an African American and Australian an automatic citizenship, why not the Nigerians then? They're more African because they know the African culture more than the black British do. At least the Nigerians are here. They know the African culture. Maybe they can speak Wolof. The Akus can speak Wolof. Some of them, the Fritonian, they have to pay their permits to live in the country and they're not fighting for automatic citizenship. So what makes it different? What makes you any better? You're saying your ancestors they were taken away. They're saying our ancestors sold them. They have nothing to do with it. It was between our ancestors, and no one can tell the true story about what exactly happened. And only you guys can say it. Only you guys can fight it. I fight it and they say, you're not even in the Gambia, shut up Rene, keep quiet, all your information is taken from Google. But if you guys were actually there fighting for the Gambia, I will fight with you guys. I will say, hey, my brother said it, my sister said it, so I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna fight with them, and this is true. But I have to base most of my information based on the history that's on the internet, and it's not even much. 15 years of to have citizenship in a country, even in England, is too much. You don't wait for 15 years to have it. Why Gambia? Okay, that's too much. Let's fight and reduce it. Minimum 5 years to 8 years, but you need to learn the language. You need to learn the culture. You need to be part of a specific culture. Some repads have been in the Gambia 5 to 6 years. Apart from Assalamu alaikum is not Wolof. It's an Arabic language. Because Gambia, almost, I think 95% of the population is Muslim. Nangadef, everyone says it. Wow. I don't even think that's a Wolof word. If you're happy, you say wow in England. If you're shocked, oh my God, oh wow. Wow is easy. Those are the little words that they know, and they've been here for God knows. Let me tell you guys something. I moved over to the UK, even though English was my worst language. I used to tell my dad, I'm scared of English. I can't speak English. I went to school. I had white friends. My dad said to me, you need to mingle with more white kids so that your English can improve. And I said, okay. I had to teach myself. I had to be motivated because I was in an English country. I must speak English in order to communicate, to mingle with the people. And I did. And I'm communicating with people. So what make other people any better than us, the Gambians, when they come to our country? You don't want to learn Fula, but you have a Fulani name. You don't want to learn Wolof, but you want to take a Wolof name. Most of them do have a Gambian name, but they can't speak the language, and they've been here for so long. Why is that? I want you guys to be on top of your game. Watch YouTube 24/7. Let it be your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your activity to know what is going on. You see someone is doing something wrong. Hey, where's my camera? I must react onto that video. I don't like it. They've said something about Gambia. I don't like it. I must dig and investigate. I'm gonna do a video to say I will get back to this, but I don't like so and so and so. I'm gonna go and do my investigation, interview a couple of people based on what I saw, and then I will do an upload video, a follow-up video. We want to see that. When I type Gambia, I see most of the time luxury. I don't want to see that. I want to see what's happening. I want to know what's actually going on in my country. People are out there insulting Gambians all the time. People are out there getting access, full access, controlling Halifa Sallah, doing all sorts with our government. It's not right. You are a foreigner. You are not a Gambian national, and you must know your place. Sometimes they find it hard and they find it offensive when you say that. I've been to China. And when people introduce me, even in classes when I go to teach, teachers introduce me as, this is our foreign teacher. The word foreign, it hurts, but that's their culture. But then again, it's not only their culture. They're right. I'm a foreigner in their country because I do not hold a Chinese passport to say I'm a Chinese. As long as you're not a Gambian, you're classed as a foreigner, and you must accept. Gambians have to control their country, but not outsiders, and only you journalists can educate people. People are out there, let's say repats are out there in Busura, all other, let's say villages, exploiting our lands, buying, or even, not even buying, they will build a borehole. I'm not sure whether you guys are aware of that. Build a borehole that costs next to nothing, and they will be given acres of lands. Which of the journalists are actually going to those villages to investigate and know what's going on, to interact with those repats? Why are they doing that? What's their hidden agenda? Do we know it? Most Gambians don't. Let's approach our government and say, why are you guys not building these boreholes? It's an insult for someone to come from a different country to our country to give us a little and requesting for automatic citizenship. Is that right? Can we go to a different country, or actually, which other country have you guys heard of automatic citizenship? You go there straight away, you get automatic citizenship. Which other repats have actually gone to other countries and start accessing all of these governments? Our MPs, bribing them with breakfast in hotels is very disgraceful. They're acting as if they're not educated. And we, the youths, have to educate them, because we see. We are their eyes now. We are their brains. Our brains are working faster than them. When someone says something, you need to sit and critically analyze and come up with a specific information and say, that person has said this, and I believe that's what they meant. That person has done this. What's the hidden agenda behind it? Bul Musa Fate Fujoge, Hamal Sabopa, Tukinga White Tahut, Nganeko Tubab, Dinga always be nit kunyul. And being in the diaspora, even when a white person or someone approaches you and asks you, oh, I like your accent, where you from? If you say, oh, I'm from Coventry, because different cities have different accents. And if you say I'm from Coventry, they'll be like, no, no, no. Where exactly are you from? And then straight away you will know, oh, this person is asking, where am I from in Africa? Then I'll say Gambia. All of these, when my dad advised me and I encountered things like that, it always made me feel proud of who I am, and always remember that I am a Gambian no matter what. On top of that, I'm an African, and that will never be changed no matter what, where I am, no matter what kind of language I speak, I will always be a Gambian. Same to my mom. Anytime I'm in the Gambia holiday, she always remind me, Bul Musa Fate Fujoge, Hamal sa background, Hamal ne danga dem uti wai dinga always come back. So in regards to the YouTube, it was my dad. And you know, when I type YouTube and then type Google Gambia, I don't see much in the Gambia. Like Gambian YouTubers is mainly like, oh, Gambians doing their makeup, Gambian girls, or doing like, oh, ethnicity tag, or being on holiday and going to the zoo, hotels and stuff. And I'm thinking, where's the other information? Like teaching Wolof. I started teaching Wolof when I realized that no one is actually doing that on YouTube. But why? We have such a beautiful language. We should, you know, share that language. And I was like, where's all the culture, like the beautiful culture that we have? No one is actually showing that. There's a gap on social media that I can show to the world. I can promote my country. And what actually really promoted me when I saw someone insulting my country, it really pushed me and motivated me and said, you know what? I used to show my country to people as something fun, but now I'm going to take this as something serious and promote Gambia to the world and take this as a full-time job. And ever since, when someone says negative, something negative about my country, I change it to positive. And ever since, I've just been enjoying what I do. No problem.
My name is Tijan Baji, a journalist of Gambian Talents TV. You have narrated a very interesting story about you, but I will also want to know about your level of education, how far educated you are, and then some of the little challenges you face trying to be a contenter in the YouTube. That's what I want to know.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, so my level of education is very high. So I did my degree in airline and airport management because I'm into aviation, anything to... Oh, I think...
All right.
Okay, that is...
Well, I've heard you answer that you gave me, education that you have acquired. When I look into that, I may see that there is little bit differences on the your level of education, and then also you have been a content creator. So how can you tell a person who is who learned like a mathematical link with the content creation? So I want you to tell us how and what are some of your steps that you develop to become a content creator while you don't study media. And then if you do so, you study media, you tell us how far did your studies go.
That is actually a very good question, because growing up I was a very shy kid, especially when it comes to giving out presentations. I can remember in college, my first presentation, I had a panic attack, and my teacher had to give me 5 minutes to go outside and have fresh air and come back in, because just standing in front of people was my biggest weakness, and I had to come over that. And in order for me to actually get out of that, thanks to my dad again. So after my first presentation, whenever I used to have another presentation, I always go to my dad and say, "Dad, I'm about to have a presentation and I need your help." And my dad would tell me about the topic. I would tell him about the topic, and we will practice over and over and over again. Sometimes I would have to watch videos on how to do good presentation on YouTube. Just like I say, the social media is open for everyone. You can learn whatever you want to learn. Sometimes education, how I see it, is just a piece of paper to prove yourself, oh, I've done this. But through social media, you can learn whatever you want to learn. Like, I am a professional makeup artist. I do all my makeups. I didn't go to school to learn makeup. I do it myself. Through YouTube, I learned. So sometimes you might find yourself going into education to learn something, or maybe going into higher education to learn something, but end up doing something completely different. I think just a couple of months ago, my dad said to me, if I knew that you were going to be so good on social media, creating content, I would have asked you to go and study journalism. And I laughed and said, I guess sometimes people actually born with it. You just have the natural skills, and it just basically you just need someone to pinch you and push you out there to actually explore what you really have in you. So sometimes I even ask myself when I watch my video, oh, is that me really talking? Because when I'm talking to someone off camera, I can't even look you in the eye because I'm that shy. But when I'm on the camera talking, I'm an absolutely completely different person. I have a completely different personality, and my words just come out. So what I would actually have to say to someone, sometimes you see a child, maybe their parent will actually tell them, I want you to go and study doctor, or I want you to be a lawyer. That child, there's so many musicians that have actually studied something completely different, or actresses, but then end up being an actor or a musician because it's naturally in them, and it just needs a little bit of practice. And I think that's me. It's okay.
Well, my last question for you is, as you are seeing in the office, we have mixed boys and girls, and then from where you take it, where your level of education started, and then from where you started in being a content creator is just amazing. So I will want you to just throw a piece of advice to my sisters, and then I myself personally, on how to avoid on certain challenges that we may come across. As you have just explained, I just want to cry, but I just have to hold on myself, because you just face a sexual assault from somebody that I don't even expect. So what advice do you have for personally like me and then other people in the office?
Okay, so when it comes to being a content creator, it can be challenging, but you always have to remember that. Just before I say that, I have a friend of mine in the UK. When she saw me started creating content, she wanted to do it. She wears the headscarf, she's Muslim. She did her first video and her mom told her off and told her to basically bring it down. She refused. The mom got everyone involved, her uncles, aunties, and said, oh, only bad people are on social media. And she called me crying saying that, and I said, just bring it down, it's just one video. I think she's 25, I'm 26 years old, but I think she's 25, and she said, I'm old enough. I said, you're never too old when you're actually with your parents. You will always be a baby and you must listen to them. I know you wanted to start a channel, but you can't because your mom doesn't like it. But then being a content creator or wanting to be one, it's always nice to sit and talk to your parents about it. And because when I was starting mine, my dad was scared because he always says, oh, I have a beautiful daughter, I know that men are going to come after her. And he is right when it comes to that, because every single day I have men coming after me, chasing me. They just want me and they don't know me. You know, I have a different personality when I'm on TV. It's completely different to the Rene Marcos that they see offline, but they don't know that. So the advice that I'm going to give you is, if you're ready to be a content creator, be it. Go for it. Make your parents understand this is what you want to do. And even if they say, oh, you wear the headscarf, it's not good, social media people end up being prostitute, everyone, prove them wrong. Always remember that. Always remember that. If sometimes it's very tempting, because men come in different forms all the time. If someone wants to offer you something, do it your own way. Just say no to it. Unless you know, okay, this person is doing it just for a good gesture, then go for it. But if you know, okay, this is going to bring a disgrace, and one thing I will advise the female is that whatever you do on social media, even though that person found you on social media and maybe you guys started chatting or whatever, but because you're actually the face of your platform, always remember, if anything happens, it's going to go back onto that platform. That's definitely for females. But for the male, go for it. Be serious on what you do. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very challenging. People might not want to watch you, but look decent, look beautiful, go for it, provide good information. I'm all fuller. That's all I'm going to say. And be motivated and always create interesting contents that people want to see. Never make your contents boring. Today you sit down and talk. Tomorrow go outside and do activities. The next day do something completely different. People want to see something different all the time and not the same thing over and over again, because people get bored. And try to do it constantly. So if you're going to be creating your own platforms from today, try and upload videos twice a week or 3 times a week. Make sure you have your contact details available in the description box so that people can get hold of you. Read people's comments, because it's very important. If you don't like a comment, delete it. Move on. If someone calls you a name, laugh. They don't know you. It's that name is not written on your forehead for someone else to see you and laugh at you. Don't take it personal. They don't know you. They're hurt by what you've said, which means that your information have got through to them. That's it.
Okay, you talked about Gambia being painted as a tourism sex destination, which are for the program on DW. So my question is, how do you think we can remove that color as a Gambian?
Perfect. I was actually going to do a show in regards to that while I'm in the country, to actually, because I know that some, let's say, sex workers might not want to actually be part of it, but I was going to sponsor it to say, if someone accepts to do an interview with me, I will basically maybe pay them something little just to say thank you for being brave enough to sit and talk to me, to understand your story. Because sometimes you will see a prostitute and you don't know the reason why they're doing the job that they're doing. And as a journalist, if you're out there approach them nicely. I think it's nighttime that you can actually see them. Approach them nicely and talk to them. Tell them what you want to do. If they come on board with you to say, okay, they will do the interview, even if they don't want to show their faces, that's fine. Interview them, leave their details, ask them whether they would be okay for you to drop their information in the description box. A good person might be out there who might listen to their story, appreciate the fact that this person was brave enough to tell their story and why they're actually in that sector or in that kind of work and want to help. And the more that we are doing this to actually understand why sex workers are doing what they're doing, the more we can advise them. Maybe even, let's say with the connection that we have, try and get them a job, or maybe someone that's watching might be able to help them. Maybe just a piece of advice might change them. You can never know what a piece of advice could do to someone. And also, interviewing them will make you understand, or make the viewers understand, the majority of these sex workers are not even Gambians, but they are from the neighboring countries as well.
We the youngs that says we want to be great or big journalists. So what is the way or the perfect we should follow?
The perfect way to follow in order to be a journalist, I think you guys are on the right path already, because being on Gambian Talent TV, it's already a huge platform. So you guys are already exposing yourself out there. So the other way you guys can actually do it, because I don't know how Gambian Talent TV actually does it, but once you guys have completed what you are, let's say your apprenticeship or internship, maybe start opening your own platforms, understand how creating a content works, understand what viewers actually want to see, understand your audience as well, because it's very important, and also understand what kind of content you want to be specific on, so that you want to concentrate on and be specialized on, and try and get as many people on board with you as possible. I think once you actually open your platform, people will already recognize you through Gambian Talent TV, and once you start providing contents, you're ready to go. You're out there, people know you, people will subscribe, people themselves will be commenting in the description, in the comment box below, to tell you what they want to see, and you just go by it, and that's it. You have no limits, you go for it.
So do we have to watch other great TV presenters?
Definitely, I've mentioned that. So YouTube should be, let's say, social media should be your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. Watch from other journalists, other content creators, how they do it, in order for you to learn from them and also do better. Yeah.
That is research.
Yeah, research. Yeah.
I will not ask you based on journalism. I will just focus on how content creation, because it's your specific this thing. It's where you specialize. So I will want to know, as a content creator, what will it take, and what different do you see from the diaspora and then the Gambia that you are fighting for? Have you seen any difference of content creation that you can just disclose it, and then other people will take it up from there? And then I mean the steps on how to create content or grab the attention of people, because we the youngs, we are coming up, some of them are low background in terms of education, especially me, just from grade 12. So when I said I need to create a content that will grab the attention of people, it might take me years, and then whilst you are here, you just started from just a couple of years and then you are there. So I will be very, very want to know how, what are some of your steps, and then what differences do you have with us?
That is a very good, that's a very good question. In regards to creating a content, like I say, you need to know what your viewers want. So you always need to interact with your viewers all the time, constantly. Like if you go onto my comment section, you will see that sometimes I have over 4,000 comments, but I would like the majority of them, just to make them know that I acknowledge what they've said to me. Sometimes I would even comment. I can't comment to all of them, but I'll comment to some that I can comment to. So when it comes to creating a content, you need to know what you're confident with, what you're comfortable with. And the advantage that you guys have is that you are in the continent, you are on ground, you are in the Gambia. So for example, fish is expensive, the market is hard. We all know that. I went to the market the other day, and people want to know exactly how the women actually felt, because they saw a lot of women in the market selling. But I do not have the time to actually go back to the market and interview the women, but I'll try and do that. But I'll do my best to. So you just trying that to create a content. You went to the market just to show people how the Gambian market looks like. People started commenting, oh, it would have been interesting to know what the women feel like selling in the market, because it looks busy. It's like they're not even earning too much. Oh, straight away you've got another content there. You know, okay, right, I need to find a way to interview these women to understand exactly on the, what they do on their daily basis, the challenges they face in the market, and how much they make in a day, let's say, in the market. That's also a content. So when you're creating a content, you have no idea what people want, to be honest. You will create a content, 200 people will like it, and then 14 people will dislike it, but then they will still watch it. So you can never please people, but as long as you're educating them, that's the most important thing. Gambia has so much. There's a gap, which is the history. So you can look into that and see, okay, the history is missing. Do your research and see what's online, let's say on YouTube, when it comes to history. A lot of people don't like to read. When you go on Google, there's quite a lot of Gambian history. But who would want to sit there and read? Not many. But then you know, okay, there isn't much content being created around history in the Gambia. That's your gap there. That's the content you're going to start with. Go in the rural areas. Go with some women. Try and, you know, wear the Gambian culture. Show them how they do it in the morning in the villages. These are the kind of things. This is natural. This is beautiful. This is different. And it's not fake. So that's what viewers from the diaspora want to see.
Of a professional, like steps that is professional, and then you are a female, you are, maybe you face a lot of challenges, but there are maybe some parents that still insisting not to let their children to go and take up such a profession like this. What advice will you have for the parents that might be watching us out there?
Parents really need to trust their children when it comes to building that relationship between them. Yesterday, I had an interview with one of the MPs, and my dad could have actually let me go alone, because I can just take the car and drive off and say, do you know what, I'm going. But because I know that I've built that relationship, but because my dad allowed me to build that relationship, he's my best friend, he's my manager. Before I do a video, I must rehearse with him. I must sit and say, Dad, this is the video I'm going to do. I'm going to say it this way, I'm going to say it that way. And he's like, no, I want you to do it this way, and I want you to dress that way. Sometimes I wouldn't like it, but I know I have to follow him because he's supporting me. So sometimes other parents might see it and say, Papa bida fanyaka faida, munge topo doma mbisili. And it's not that. My dad knows that, oh, my daughter, she's well educated. As a child, I used to say, and I still say this, I want to help develop the African aviation industry. That's not going to stop me. I've started the project of my poultry farm, because I know that that's a gap in the Gambia. We need poultry farmers. We don't have enough. That's also another content. Why are people not interested in poultry farmers? You know, I wanted to do a content on that, to interview girls and say, I'm well educated, but I'm putting all my career aside just to be a poultry farmer and also open my bakery in the Gambia. I'm planning to move to the Gambia in 6 months' time. Most of my friends in the diaspora are saying, you're too young, you're only 26. Why do you want to move to the Gambia? Why do you want to be a poultry farmer when you can sit in an office? Is that what I want to do for the rest of my life and work for someone else? No. I want to work for myself. I want to start a poultry farm to educate other girls that not only sitting in an office, that will actually push you to get to the level that you want to. You can start your own business, educate others, teach others on the job that you're doing so that people can learn, and also we can boost our economy. Just like I say, the corn farm that I saw is owned by an Indian. I don't like it. I'm being honest. It should have been owned by a Gambian. And the fact that is at the top of the road, I don't like it. It shouldn't even be given. It should be a, let's say, hotel, a factory or something. So parents should really support their children when it comes to what they want. If your child wants something and you're scared, follow them. If they have interviews, go with them. You are their guardian. You are their manager. Guide them through it to see whether they can actually get to the right path. Gambia, we know we have corrupted men, corrupted people. When it comes to you leaving your child, your daughter especially, to go for an interview with let's say with a male, you don't know what's going to happen. I had an interview with an MP, just like I say, at Cocoa Ocean. My mom and dad were there. My brothers were there. They sat on one table while I sat on the other. Did my interview, had a nice conversation, and off you go. These are the kind of things that our parents should also be taking time. Spend time with their children to understand what their children really want, because you can never tell where that child would actually get to with their career. So it's very important. Social media, there's a lot of negativity, but also there's a lot of positivity, and we shouldn't always look at the negativity. Let's give it a go and see what's going to come out of it.
And trust.
Yes, always trust. Trust is very important. If you don't trust your child, like, trust me, you can never control a girl. Your daughters, you can never. I'm telling you. No matter how many times you lock them indoors, if they want to go, they're going to go. So you might as well trust them and help them with their career.
Thank you. The question I want to ask you is that you've been fighting for your country, and in return you are seeing that most of the Gambians are insulting you back. Do you sit even like a day and feel like maybe you should give up on what you are doing?
Thank you for that question. No, I never sit and actually give up. When people actually give me negative comments, I always say this on my videos, I see it positive, because I know that my message has actually got into you. And let's say I can actually put my hand on the Quran and said, maybe you've actually shared that video because you've heard something that have taught you a lesson, but you don't want to accept. So you sent it to someone else for that specific person to listen. Because most of the time, the most videos that I get, Gambians actually, let's say, insulting me or disagreeing, most of the time it's those videos that get the most views, which means that they are listening and they're sharing. And that motivates me to do more videos like that, because I know I am reaching out to many Gambians. Dega na mo ba kayo?
Parenga.
Mo ba?
Managyo ko mon.
Man.
Nyar go wala mo. You see the confidence in her, right? Kan mo mun man. So it means ne hamna ne lumo def mun nako. So thumbs up to you. We are so proud of you. What they gonna hear? So Daddy, we will be coming over to do our interview. So maybe I would have one question for you, and then maybe you shift to her. And we have our voters thanks by Kadi Ture, Silla, Madam Silla. She will be doing the vote of thanks on behalf of the staff. You being the dad, sometimes I do show online, or not online obviously, on air, especially on the radio, and this goes to Star FM and Teranga. So there is this program that I do with a doctor, and sometimes we talk about sex, and my dad always watch or listen to what we do, because we normally do that live at Star FM, but then it's live on Gambian Talents, and sometimes we talk about sex, and my dad working somewhere and people listening to that show and will just come and say, not knowing that that's my dad. So how do you feel being the dad and your daughter is doing certain shows, and sometimes talk about certain things that you feel your country is not doing right? Do you feel Daniel Sumadeka, or sometimes do you feel I have to support her to do more?
Yeah, definitely. For the start, I can say I'll sit with her and talk about, for example, for her to be in the media. And I asked her a lot of questions, and she was on test. I was asking her about, for example, if she started the media, a lot of guys gonna follow her, and whether she have the resistance to ignore them or she don't. But she told me, Dad, trust me. I told her it's two-way. Either they get you or you get your way. And she said to me she will get her way. And I trust her for that 100%. And she showed me that as well. And right now, if she was sitting here and anyone wanna ask her about sex, I would really appreciate it. And she can talk about whatever she wanna talk. And I will be behind her and I will support her.
And then we're proud.
Yeah. Going for the government, whether it's the good way or the bad way, I'm behind her to support her. If she have to go to jail, I will go to jail. If she has to die for that, I will die for that.
So where are the African parents? If you're watching, we challenge you to be like our dad right here. This is what Gambia needs. Young lady, here you are sitting with us. I would leave all my tough questions at the back for our semester avenue. But this is what I want to ask. Media is not easy, especially when you are in the Gambia. Sometimes you want to go for certain stories, but in Gambia, I always say when we do videos and we put it outside, that's when people know maybe this is what is happening. But you as a journalist, you will even have the intention to go, but sometimes resources and all that. Are you planning to have anything to do with Gambia, either to set up your own office here in Gambia where you would do media and also bring up these young people and train them just like Gambian Talents is doing? Do you have any passion or any idea doing that? Or if you don't have any, do you intend to partner with any institution of such where you will be having classes with young people?
To be honest, people have actually recommended that because they've mentioned that, oh, Rene, you are naturally good when it comes to creating your own content, sitting in front of a camera and speak. And I think you should actually open your own institution when you move back to Gambia. And I was actually planning that to help, let's say, teach youths how to create their own content and how to be a good content creator, what people want to see, how to search for useful information. But then after experiencing this whole thing today with the toll and everything, I expected for our government to do better and do more, because I believe that the youths are the future for tomorrow. And just like I said when I spoke to you on the phone, that I'm already in an organization called Gambian-British, which is fighting for youths and also for vulnerable people in the country. So if I was to move back to the Gambia, which I will be, I think I'm going to start working with Gambian Talent TV rather than opening my own institution, because I think joining hands together is better than taking our own ways. Yeah.
Thank you.
Coming here, obviously you're coming here for something. You're not coming here to find a boyfriend or make friends. You're coming here to work. You're coming here for your career, for your future. So if you're coming here just sitting down, laying around, being lazy, then what's the point you're coming here? That's something you need to ask yourself. And if you actually want to be someone tomorrow, you need to be serious. You need to be serious on what you're doing. You need to be motivated. And the only person who can motivate you is yourself. If you've been coming here every single day and doing nothing, and for example, I started the institution today, and after 2-3 weeks I got promoted because of my hard work, you're gonna feel bad, because you'll be like, they've chosen Rene that has just started and I've been here for so long. You start seeing yourself, you start being let's say angry, and you won't listen to anyone. You might walk away and say, that's it, I'm not coming tomorrow. you've just failed yourself and no one else. So the only person that can motivate, your mom, your dad, Fatu can talk, but no one can motivate you. Only you know what you want. And you're here, you took yourself here, so you might as well do what brought you here.
Thank you.
No problem.
At Gambian Talents, we also want to build the confidence of young people, because sometimes they also go out the street and have problem with other people, and they would call, hello, Auntie Fatu nakala, ki def ma wan li lan la wara def. How about if you call Auntie Fatu and you didn't have Auntie Fatu? This one here. yes. So we train them. If you look at Sisao before, I would be the one calling people to schedule interview, because in Gambia sometimes you call people for interviews, they will never pick your call. So sometimes they do the celebrity life. Sometimes they call them and they're okay, I'll call you, but I'm busy, when they're not even busy. So I would tell them, when you call people, this is how you would speak, this is what you would do. So we try to build people's confidence. So telling Kadi, and right now I just call her name and I said you will be doing it. So we want to also build the confidence of the young people. When we started the Semester Avenue, it was myself and Ida, and at some point Ida was behind the camera, and at some point I'll be busy and I would go with Sisao and I start to introduce her, and later I feel that she is good, okay, I can also stay back at the office to do something, and Sisao end up going with her. And where is Mariama? Yes, and Mariama Fati. Yes, so we kind of exchange. Even Kadi used to go for Semester Avenue, but at some point she ran away because she also have her show called the Aka Kenyu Nyame. So Kadi, do the vote of thanks on behalf of the institution.
Thank you so much. My name is Kadi Salim Toure. Alright, my name is Kadi Salim Toure. Because I am married, so they are laughing. I use the Salim. My husband's name is Salim. Yeah. My name is Kadi Salim. I am also a staff here in Gambian Talents TV. It was very hard when I started. Things were not going fine and I wanted to give up, because I graduated 2014. From there I went to Gttv, where I did my certificate and diploma on computer science. Then from there I went to Inside Training Center, where I did my journalism career certificate with diploma. Then things were very hard. I was sitting at home without doing anything, and that's the time that I had a friend told me about here, and I said, let me try and see. That's the time that I came, I tried, and I was shortlisted, and I started the internship. Things were not easy with me, going up and down. So that's the time I said, I can do it, because I have got the opportunity. And Fatu was here, like Mr. Youth and others were just encouraging us to work hard so that we can reach there. So I got married February, I think, February 1st. Then from there, I think the very week I was being staffed. That's the very week they staffed me, and I was happy, and I said, okay, maybe the work I'm doing is very good. I just have to keep on doing what I'm doing. Thank you for coming. Dina len wax jërë ngeen jëf. Maybe loolu ñu jàngal fii nii dinañ try our best to work very hard in order to get what we want, because things were not easy with us. Sooy start daf dee metti, and sooy muñ ngay dem danga muñ nga faate ñiti lu ñoo wax si gannaaw, because yow yaa ngi wax ne boo doon start sa papa moo la daan encourage ak yooyu, waaye doo dee déglu nit yi si biti, sooy déglu si gannaaw du baax. So what I'm gonna say is ñun yëpp ñu jàng si yow, because yaa ngi fight for the Gambia, and I think ne ngay fightal sa dëkka, loolu is very good. And historical place yoo nekk di wax noonu ñun dañ fa daan dem, and the really thing, I think the thing that hurts me so much, dama dee def so aka kenu ñame, if you can speak my language, Mandinka, mooy nuñ ko daan defee in Wolof. So dama demoon ak bakaw kaaci kali pour ma am foofu the history ak crocodile yi fa nekk, but unfortunately góor bi dafa wax ne ma fay ko mu jox ma the history, and I am a Gambian. Man I was like, how comes ma fay ko pour moom mu mun maa jox the history? Mi ne waa because tubaab bi su ñoo dem dañ dee joxe dara, dañoo rotal dara si box bi. So man su ma ñëwee moom mu toog mu bàyyi everything lu mu doon def mu waxaa man, kon man duma ko jox dara, dama deelu. So dama
dama faté ak luma gëna rich moy lutax record mako mum doon wax lolu because dama fogone daf doon joke ci kanam dina ko jël so di mo ñu ngi tok di waxtaan di mo muy gëna bañ so Gambia ni la mel I hope ne yo tamit ci lo nekk di ko tiyé bem dëgër nga gëna encourage ñun ñu nekk Gambia fi té lo wax ne tamit pour ñuy dem di woné lan mo nekk di dox ci Gambia inshallah dinañ ko def di nga kontaan ci wa Gambian Talents TV té yalla na suñ digante gëna tight mu gëna baax inshallah and I am saying thank you so much for coming. Thank you so very much on behalf of everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, Salim Jure. We won't leave you because we saw you behind the camera, so it would be nice so that you can also be on our screen. So just give us a little bit about you and what you do for her, because we see a team.
Thank you. My name is Madi De Souza. I am Rene's twin brother. This is our dad. So I am the so-called cameraman. Yes, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. And I told you, and that will be given by Mr. Lamin Sisse. Lamin Sisse will be doing this handing over. Rene, as an institution, we're small, but as an institution, we always appreciate things like this. Like I said, Gambia, hardly you see people supporting each other. In Gambia, it is very hard. Like I always tell people, what do they need? What do they need? Like you sit and address certain things you see in Gambia because your heart falls for it. If you sit, you can just be like anybody. It is their problem. But at the end of the day, we have to talk. We have to speak. Speaking about the country, speaking about our work, speaking about everything. That is what we know at Gambian Talents. And at the end of the day, you don't realize you can change the life of people without you even knowing. So you are doing a great job, and Gambian Talents is proud of you, and this is what we want to give you. It might be small, but at the end of the day, we really appreciate you, and we want to say a big thank you to Supersonic Money Transfer. And anytime you are sending money in the Gambia, send it through Supersonic Money Transfer. Here is the t-shirt. As you love Gambian Talents also love you so much. So Mr. Lamin Sisse, you will leave the camera with Hazali, and you will do the presentation on behalf of the entire staffs and intern of Gambian Talents TV. We appreciate your comment, and we would love to see you more and more and more. And maybe after we will talk about ways of partnering. Okay. Yeah, so Lamin, yeah.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Gambian Talents Promotion Washington West African Center ñoo boole ak Snohomish County Vaccine Task Force Committee indil leen pengu coronavirus fii si ICOPS Masjid Lanewood samedi juróomi fan si weerum juun waxtu buñ ko dooree juróomi ñeneent si suba ba ñeneenti waxtu si ngoon dinañ leen jox Pfizer vaccine pour yow ak sa xale bu am fukka ñaari at ba si kaw soo jëlee pengu bi ñu jox la $25 gift card fekk nga aar sa boppa aar sa mbokkay ak sa dikkandoor bu leen jaaxle si wàllu moto soo amutee moto pour dem jël pengu bi nañ leen fa amal ay moto foofu si Snohomish County soo amee lu la jaaxle hôtel si 404 953 6215 fàttaleku leen feebar bu kenn muccuwuñ su fekkee ñëpp muccuñ.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Komen aliyalo nyamin doruka fanyela ko Sheikh Yakuba Khalifa Haidar mbesiring Atlanta jang na komen ngafo na diambo ko nyamin vaccination nyinte nga atale alhamdulillahi nakafunyo jama beje me alonko alimamu le mulu fanan be atale oto kammala ni ite ya taylaftira mantole ila umma e kayrola tumando bata itandila ko ntele bi ngata de mankole ya kushoto je oto nyimu wasiyoti momo yedan kena ala la drong ya ta katun ala ko idha azamu fatawakkal ala Allah ko ku ba kaletu ko ala la drong ñun sababu la tudo men ka mo jara bari ngabula sababu no ma drong tumando ala la ma ko yoro kan ala be ma ko yelale. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Komen aliyalo nyamin doruka fanyela ko Sheikh Yakuba Khalifa Haidar mbesiring Atlanta jang na komen ngafo na diambo ko nyamin vaccination nyinte nga atale alhamdulillahi nakafunyo jama beje me alonko alimamu le mulu fanan be atale oto kammala ni ite ya taylaftira mantole ila umma e kayrola tumando bata itandila ko ntele bi ngata de mankole ya kushoto je oto nyimu wasiyoti momo yedan kena ala la drong ya ta katun ala ko idha azamu fatawakkal ala Allah ko ku ba kaletu ko ala la drong ñun sababu la tudo men ka mo jara bari ngabula sababu no ma drong tumando ala la ma ko yoro kan ala be ma ko yelale.
Munamu donya ledi ndol jalalu nada ganyene valiye anim fana mo million jama wale pengo ge gagoda bay mangolu gang.
Gambian Talents Promotion, Washington West African Center, and its Snohomish County Vaccine Task Force Committee, wale coronavirus penko natale ICOPS Masjid Mimba Linwood. Abedat la sibistu lungola, June karo atili lulola, kabondi somonda talang kononto katawularo talang nani. Olungola eba diro kala Pfizer vaccine la alla, anala dindingol surtu milba sanjitang animfula, kata santo. Economy of vaccine nyinta Gambian Talents toyala. Epe dollar kodo muang ane lulu dilela, asata rebe fon tankagang, anila dimbaya, anila community. Nimbi fana mam moto soto, moto kukane jakali. Wolungola ikeba moto dila, ming balbondila, alla suol kono kal samba vaccine dula nyinto, Snohomish County la mafangola. Nimi lafta ka kuma koy suto nying kuolto. Isi nyi nombal kuma ni 404-593-6215. Kefango register, anila dindingol. Akala mutako, mo man tankantel ko ntel be kono fa satara bebe tankare